Welcome to the US Great News Channel. Watch the video to the end for current and breaking news about the Russian war in Ukraine. The UK, which has delivered over 1,000 javelin metal detectors and 100 bomb disposal tools to Ukraine, announced that these equipment will be used in mooring operations to ensure the security of the country's acquired territory, in particular civilian homes and infrastructure. This delivery, which is the final implementation of this support program, which started in 2022 and will continue in 2023, constitutes an important part of the support provided by the UK to Ukraine. Javelin metal detectors will be support for detecting military mine sites and travel routes. It will also help to ensure the safety of the environment and houses free of high explosive objects so that people from the occupied territories can safely return to their homes. Javelin metal detectors can help military forces detect mine sites and travel routes. In addition, the civilian buildings and houses of these areas can also be cleared of explosive objects, allowing people to safely return to the evacuated areas. This will play a critical role in protecting people's lives and the environment. Metal detectors will be an important tool for detecting and cleaning harmful objects. The UK has transferred one of the last pieces of equipment to Ukraine to support it in fighting a full-scale Russian invasion. The British government said that this equipment will help Ukraine to be able to resist all sides. However, it is present in the ammunition, weapons, and equipment that came to our country to facilitate the difficult combat process of Ukraine. All this equipment was transferred to the country as part of the military assistance program of our country, which is aimed at safely providing assistance to Ukraine. These transfers are considered an important step to facilitate the war process in Ukraine and increase the country's defense capacity. The UK's military assistance program for Ukraine is important in many ways. This program will help Ukraine by increasing its defense capacity, not to allow Russia to carry out a full-scale invasion of the country. In addition, thanks to this program, Ukraine can remain a conservative and free society. The UK's military support to Ukraine will help to increase the combat power of this country and ensure the country's security. In the future, we expect that the support that the UK can give to Ukraine will increase. This device, which is one of the latest equipment transferred to Ukraine by the UK in order to support Ukraine's struggle against a full-scale invasion by Russia, was taken into account by the British government. In 2022, 11,000 members of the Ukrainian Military Forces, UAK, were trained in the UK. It is planned that this training support will continue next year with the support of international partners. Thus, the infantry training program aims to train 20,000 personnel from the armed forces of Ukraine in 2023. In 2022, the UK has offered a package of £2.3 billion in military assistance to Ukraine. This package includes more than 1,000 air defense missiles and 125 air defense cannons. In addition, the UK has committed to providing the same level of military assistance to Ukraine in 2023. Such military assistance helps Ukraine to strengthen its defense system and ensure the national security of the country. As part of the support given to Ukraine against the war, the UK has delivered more than 1,000 javelin metal detectors and 100 bomb analysis teams. According to a press release on the UK government's website, these equipment are necessary for the safe clearance of Ukrainian territory, which is mostly housed in civilian homes and infrastructure. These deliveries will not be the end of the UK's support to Ukraine in 2022 and will continue in 2023. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is an action that is not accepted by the international community. Putin's attack hits a blow to threaten the lives of civilians and civilian infrastructure using landmines, hence the sensitivity of the international community to prevent human rights violations. This latest UK support package will help Ukraine reclaim its territory by safely clearing its territory and buildings, and will support Ukraine in getting through this crisis. The press release in the UK points out that measures will be taken to secure the territory of Ukraine after the support of the British government. This equipment will be used for demining and will help to ensure security on the entire territory of Ukraine, from civilian houses to infrastructure. This equipment is one of the latest examples as one of the large-scale equipment provided by the UK to support Ukraine's war against Russia. In 2022, support was given for the training of 11,000 UAF soldiers in the UK. This training support will continue in 2023 with the support of international partners. Thus, the infantry training program will achieve the goal of providing training to 20,000 personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine in 2023. Finally, the UK has provided an important air defense support package, which also includes more than 1,000 air defense missiles and 125 air defense cannons. While it is known that there are many different developments in the Russian-Ukrainian war now, it was also stated that the circle was narrowing for Russia. At this point, it was known that the Russian army, which entered the territory of Ukraine in February, has now stayed behind against the counteroffensives and has left the country. It is known that Russian units have been severely damaged by the Ukrainian army recently, while some military equipment has to be destroyed by them. This situation also proves that Ukraine has formed a great care over Russia and will soon leave the battlefields with an absolute victory. Here are all the curious details about the latest news from Russia, which everyone is looking at. The Russian government, which announced in the early days of the war that they wanted to stay permanently on Ukrainian territory, now admits that they are experiencing bad days due to the damage received. While it was stated that some problems started recently, it was claimed that an attack helicopter was destroyed. Recently, in statements made within the framework of the Russian Council of Ministers, it was announced to the entire world press that the attack helicopter called Ka was destroyed and completely exploded in an area close to Russian territory. This situation also proved that the Russian army was helpless in the face of the Ukrainian army. Different developments about the incident continue to come now. Finally, while striking statements continued to come from the Russian cabinet meeting, there were also many different question marks within the scope of the Russian armed forces. In the statements made by the ministers, it was said that an attack aircraft was destroyed by their own armies. Therefore, the eyes were turned to the spokesman of the armed forces of Russia. In the statements made by the Russian armed forces, he admitted that a unit specially located on the territory of Ukraine shot down the Ka-52 attack aircraft on an obligatory basis. At this point, it was stated that no one was injured during the explosion, while it was stated that there were no casualties. In addition, many people have started to wait with curiosity for new statements about why the incident happened. A decimated war between Russia and Ukraine is hosting different events. The Russian side, whose statements are eagerly awaited, reported that the helicopter's crew destroyed the vehicle after it was evaluated in order not to fall into the hands of the Ukrainian defense forces. This incident has led to an increase in tensions between the two countries. Some stated that this situation is a definite defeat for Russia, while others said that it does not have any consequences for Ukraine. Experts, on the other hand, stated that the Russians quite logically started the destruction process so that a military equipment would not pass to the other side. Many experts who have conducted research and explanations on the subject have also put forward different theories about the downing of the plane and its detonation by their own army. According to them, the Russian occupation forces wanted to prevent the Ukrainian army from using the aircraft again by liberating any of its territory. In particular, the Russian troops were afraid that the Ukrainian servicemen would be able to find out about the secret equipment parts and weaknesses of the aircraft. The intensive nature of electronic warfare systems in particular may have pushed Russian soldiers not to take risks. At this point, after the critical elements were saved and the military personnel were rescued, the vehicle was destroyed spontaneously. This situation also raised the thought of whether the Russian government is developing a different military strategy. With the statements coming in now, it was explained why the Ka-52 attack aircraft was blown up, and this situation caused a wide echo in both the written and digital press. At this point, statements with the same meaning were made by the Russian military units at different times. According to the sounds rising from many military camps, the evacuation of vehicles that could not pass to the rest of the line in the neutral zone areas due to emergency landing and the destruction of equipment after this evacuation was reported as a very normal situation. This situation was also confirmed by military experts with the information that damaged aircraft must be destroyed without fail. Ukraine, Russia war, who managed to baffle everyone with his remarks on the military. In the month of December, Zaporizhia, used by Russia on the front, Panzer S-1 self-propelled anti-aircraft gun used by Russia 5-2 helicopter, dropped by friendly fire, reported. During the intelligence studies carried out, the wreckage of the aircraft was also reached, and it was explained that any parts of the vehicle could not be used. In addition, in the statements made by the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, it was announced that the anti-aircraft shells from which the plane was shot down were also reached, and the wreckage is still standing in the neutral zone. At this point, the military stated that there were no attacks by the Russian side against Ukrainian civilians in this situation, while explaining that there were no useful ones either. New statements to be made by the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine are now being eagerly awaited. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine did not forget to touch on different issues when stating that Russian troops had recently shot down their own vehicles. According to this, he stated that it was possible to capture Ka-52 attack helicopters, of which there are quite a lot in the Kiev region, almost harmlessly. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry, which said that the helicopter belonging to the Russian army crashed in the Bucha neighborhood, said that many attack aircraft were taking part in the area and at least one of them would be captured soon. At this point, many military experts are looking forward to solving the mystery of these vehicles, which belong to the Russians and are kept as a secret. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to be informed of developments at the speed of light.